What it is, people. I'm gonna turn this up a little bit in the background. Um, this is the shit that confused me, and the reason why I can't believe none of you niggas. It's the reason why I can't believe none of you niggas. I don't know if y'all can hear this or not, but I I thought we wasn't. I thought we wasn't watching this shit. I thought we wasn't going over there, and I thought we wasn't watching. That's what I thought we was doing. That's what I thought. That's what type of time we was on. And I'm gonna listen to this shit, and then I'm gonna give commentary on it. Because at this point, this shit is dumb. This is why I don't believe you niggas. This is exactly why I don't believe you niggas. Because I thought we wasn't doing this shit. This is what I thought we wasn't doing this. Because what is the point at this point? What is the point? And for anybody that want to say, well, he's fucking look at it. What is the fucking point? I don't believe you niggas, man. How the fuck you gonna lead? How you leading a movement and doing the complete opposite of what y'all saying we ain't supposed to be doing? We ain't fucking with anybody that go over there. It doesn't matter if you're going over there to combat him. It doesn't matter if you over there, period. If you are over there, period, you shouldn't be over there at all. If that's what you standing on morally, doesn't matter what you say to him. The only thing you're doing is bringing more attention to it. So what is the actual purpose? What is the actual objective? And I really don't care. All this shit is dumb. And like, I'm about to turn it off. I'm about to turn it off so I can finish this conversation and talking, because that shit is dumb. That shit is dumb. Doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. Now, and I understand. Let me say this before I continue. I don't want to offend anybody that have aberration for that person. Um, and I respect people. I respect my elders. But what I also respect enough is that when I see bullshit, I call out bullshit. That's just me. And if y'all can't see that it's bullshit, just because it's pertaining to a person that you don't particularly like, that's fine. That's fine. But what we not going to do is act like we don't see the shit. Because we all can do whatever the hell we want to do. So I don't want to say you can't do that. But it's confusing as fuck. It's confusing as fuck for us to say that we're not watching this shit. We're not going to support anybody that watch this shit or go over there and watch it. Hey, Storytime, what's going on? And we're not going to support anybody that goes over there and watch it. But obviously, we're watching it because you made a video about whatever his content was about yesterday, and you're there today. Like what? I don't know. I want somebody to help. I want somebody to help me understand, because I'm confused. And I know people have said stuff. They don't actually say it's directed towards me or whatever, because I'm not a big YouTuber, so it's not directed towards me per se. But hear people making comments about so-called opinions and shit like that. I just have an issue of if you're choosing to supposedly represent morals and you supposedly choosing to represent what you perceive is right, proceed to tell somebody else what they can't do, um, but you doing it. I'm confused. Like I expect men to stand on their words. I expect for people to say what they mean and mean what they say. That's just what I expect. That's what I expect for people to do. That's what I expect for men to do. Um, I done seen that that's just not the case. That don't happen that way. That's not the case. That's not what y'all do. Y'all don't do that. No, that's too easy to do that. It's easier um, to say a whole bunch of bullshit that people want to hear. I don't want nobody telling me anything that I want to hear. I don't want, but I also don't want. I take that back. I think we all want our ego stroked a little bit. I think women, when they ask you, do I look fat in this? I don't think they really want you to tell them whether or not they look fat in this. So I take that back. So it's okay to have a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? Somebody help me out. It's good to have a little bit of understanding and putting people's feelings into consideration. Understand that. I can dig that. That's okay with me. Um, but where I'm confused at, this is where I'm confused at. Um, and maybe this is why one of the reasons why I'm bringing this up yet again. Um, and you know what? I'm not going to actually stop talking about it until somebody explain it to me properly and at least allow me to understand um, why I just need somebody to help me understand. I don't care who it is. I don't care who the person is. I just need somebody to help me understand because I am confused at why are we allowing people to just say whatever the fuck they want to say just because it's against somebody that we don't like, even when none of this shit makes any sense. So I'm confused as if this supposed to be like a real thing, because I took it that way. Like that's how I took it. Um, because a person that I have admiration for, that person is totally honest. This is not direct towards her. That when it comes to that person, when it comes to me, that person has total immunity. Only person that I have total immunity when it's pertaining to anything that I say when I'm directing towards. So it has nothing to do with that person. Period. Um, now for all the rest of you people, all the rest of y'all that's on this crusade, because that's a little different. That person been dealing with this with these things for a minute. That person has their own um, they can do whatever they want to do. But the rest of y'all that have started this so-called thing and y'all done said all this shit, we ain't going over there. Um, we ain't rocking with anybody that goes over there. Um, and then you go over there. And obviously, you watched the show from yesterday. You watched the show from yesterday because you do a commentary on the YP thing. I didn't agree with everything that young Pharaoh said. And I didn't even know that he was on there until that. particular video, because um, what I decided to do yesterday slash this morning is to say to myself, you know what, maybe maybe I got to look at it like this. Maybe that person, because I'm looking at it this way because this person that I have admiration for, is down with this particular person and is attached to the movement. So I'm like, all right, so this is how I decided to look at it. I decided to look at it like, okay, so maybe okay, that those things that was said before was underneath of those circumstances, but this person is standing for something. Okay, so I'm going to show support. Um, Regardless of whatever, I'm going to show support. So go over there, even though I ain't been over there in a while. Now go looking for the latest video, which was on the backup channel. So I watched the video, and then again, granted, I say I didn't even know that YP was on Tommy's channel because I thought we weren't rocking with that shit no more. That's what I thought. That's the impression that I was under. So I listened to that whole video before I see the Tommy and YP video, which YP has been on there plenty of times before. Um, so I go and I watch the video, and I'm confused yet again. I'm confused at what um, they saw. This is a complete country. What the hell is wrong with y'all, man? Like, I don't think that maybe it's the way that we was taught. Maybe it's the we don't do well at comprehending. We do so poor at comprehension that we make videos about other people videos that's inaccurate and nobody says anything. People champion it on, and anybody that has a little bit of common sense that sees that there's something wrong with what the person is saying, everybody else tends to get on. I'm a common believer in we have to check our own, we have to take care of our own. And if we truly want to say that we're responsible for our own, which I don't believe that we should feel like we're responsible for anybody but the people that we're bringing up. If most of us took care and made sure that our own individual households were straight and that we raised our kids straight and our kids was good, that's doing your job. You can't save everybody. You can't save everybody. And you might not agree with that, but when they said that, it makes sense. When they said that, YP said that, like you can't. And one of the points that he made in that is we the only ones that feel like that. No other culture feels like somebody is responsible um, for them, to represent them, to save them, to help them, to do anything for them. I understand that. I understand exactly where he was coming from. That doesn't mean that I agree with um, the statement. That doesn't mean that I agree with it, but I also understand it. I can look at it from a standpoint of that makes sense. Like if we can get out of the fact of feeling like that and use people's successful motivation, maybe that would change instead of people sitting around saying what somebody should be doing. Um, hey, thanks for the donation, story time. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. That's a cool early birthday present. My birthday is Tuesday. That was cool. Thank you. That's appreciated. Thank you very much. Surprising, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much for the donation. Wow, that really salute. Thank you very, very, very much. That was dope. Um, it's always dope to get support for those of you who actually understand what I be trying to do over here. And what I'm trying to do over here, what I'm trying to get certain people to understand, if they want to, um, especially if they want men to, and I don't even want to say, I don't want to say men, because maybe everybody don't have the same standards that I had. If they want me to understand where they come from, where they coming from, and what you can't do with me when it comes to me, what I can't see is you tell me in one breath where you explain things that's based upon morals and principles. And then when it's convenient, morals and principles and none of that shit has anything to do with it. I'm never here one to say that I'm perfect because I'm far from that. Not that I don't come from that. But what I do try to do is consistently give y'all exactly who I am. I don't say shit about somebody else that I don't hold myself to that standard to. And I don't care about what a person if a if a person best interest is not mine, why am I worried about what that person is talking about? But if you claim that your best interest is mine, then it's concerning when your actions don't match the message, because you supposed to be representing me, right? You supposed to be representing the environment that I'm from, right? So that's why I say something about this. For the people who say, well, why you ain't saying nothing about that cat over there? We know exactly what we're getting with Tommy. Period. Like we know what we're getting. So when you go over there, you know exactly what you're getting. Can't go over there and be surprised. You see a fucking cobra and it stand up and it start flailing and hissing at you and it snap up and hit you. You can't be surprised that the motherfucker act like that. Can't be surprised. What's the saying they got? Like you can't be surprised if you see a dog howling at the moon or barking at the moon. You only could be surprised if the goddamn moon talk back. That's the only thing that you can be surprised about. So to give it that much, that serves no purpose to me. In order to do that, that serves no purpose, and that is what it is. That's for a certain audience, and everything over there ain't what people make it out to be. I really appreciate that. That was dope, and I'm surprised those things don't happen too much over here. And I'm a return that love. That was dope. Story time. That was real dope. I really appreciate that yet again. I do, because it just don't happen over here too much. But back to what I was saying. Distracted me again. Um, when you claim to represent me, people like me, and that's what your message is, then it's my responsibility, and I believe all our responsibility, that if this is what you're saying, that we hold you to that shit, that we hold you to the standard that you setting for yourself, because you're the one that said these things, but your actions doesn't dictate. That makes no sense, because then you can't fight. How can you fight for anybody if your actions doesn't fit the message? It just doesn't make sense. All the all name calling and all that shit, that shit might sound cool and it might be dope with everybody else, and everybody else might get that. What's up, English Samurai? Long time no see, man. Um, Haven't seen you in a minute, man. Haven't. I think the last video I seen of yours is when we rapped about you was making the bowls, I believe it was. It's good to see you, bro. Good to see you, King. Glad you stopped by. You know what I mean? Besides, under these circumstances, I'm gonna get back to doing what I do. In a while, I just feel a need um to address um a few of our men, and especially the elder men. Like you gotta can't, and I'm sorry for saying can't because it really shouldn't be in a man's vocabulary. Can't shouldn't be in there. But when it comes to things that you stand on, it should be things that you shouldn't do regardless of the situation. And that's always been my only point. And that was the only thing that I was trying to prevent from happening. See, me, women that I care about matters. And what I don't like to see and what you can't say is can't say, um, okay, I don't like that because it's said about everybody. But if somebody violate me, it doesn't matter if that's their mother, their sister, their aunt, their niece. It's because they violated me. What's up? Yeah. That it's because they violated me. That shit I don't understand. That's a mix. That's a mixed message because you should stand on that, and you should stand on that regardless of whatever. And like I did yesterday, um, I'm gonna drop the link in the chat, just like I did last night. And I'm gonna ask anybody to come up here and help me understand. I think yesterday Nikki did a very, very excellent job of stating the case, and I respect everything that she said, and I appreciate exactly where she's coming from, and I have understanding, and I can respect that. Um, how everybody was feeling, how she was feeling based upon um, the content the commentary that I put out to the few people who watched it yesterday. Um, Today, on the other hand, this is just about destroying and rebuilding. Um, if we really want proper representation, which I don't think we need anybody to represent us, period. I don't think we need anybody to represent us. I think we need to get our shit together. That's what I think. Think we need to stop concerning ourselves with small shit and fix certain shit, and to keep trying to point out what people doing. I'm a calm believer in it. If somebody has to tell you what they're doing in their community, which they're not obligated to do a goddamn thing. Nobody is obligated to do anything for anybody that's not trying to do anything for themselves. Nobody is obligated to do that. Is it nice for people to do it? Yeah, but ain't nobody obligated to do a goddamn thing. We need to stop thinking like that. We need to stop thinking like that because do people really appreciate the shit? People appreciate the fact that Nipsey Hussle was trying to rebuild his community. Do people appreciate that shit? People appreciate he put a store there. The people appreciate that he put a office building there that was for people that look like him, look like us, where they could go there and start and use it as a business office. Those things don't exist in our communities. He put that in the community. And you know what happened? Somebody from the community took him away from it. But you can't say that. Nobody can say that. You're wrong if you say that. But that's the truth. That's the truth. And somebody need to start checking y'all. So if y'all want to be leaders, stand on that shit. Stand on it. Stand on it. Don't keep preaching the gospel. Don't keep standing up and saying all this bullshit. But then you running over there and you steady trying to have a conversation with somebody that you know is um if you're not prepared for the conversation, and this is the thing, you got to be prepared to have the conversation. You looking crazy out here. That's not a conversation. That's not having a conversation with the man. That's being emotional, is what that's being. You can't get nothing through to anybody being emotional. But yet again, anybody would like to dispute or help me understand, because this is honestly what I'm looking for. Like, I'm not looking for an argument. I'm not looking for a fight. I'm looking for understanding. That's all that I'm looking for. If somebody can help me understand whether we're truly doing, why, when it's convenient, does morals matter? That's what I want to know. Simple as that. Why, when it's convenient for us men over here, morals matter? Because to me, it's not amusing, and I'm not rocking with anybody that think it's okay for somebody to call somebody's mother. I don't think that's cool. I don't think it's cool that no matter what anybody say, that somebody talks about somebody's dead parent. I don't think that's cool. I don't think it's cool to bring up people kids, no matter who it is. I don't think that shit is cool. I don't like that shit. I have a problem with that. That's what I have a problem with. So if we basing this shit off of morals, if we basing this whole shit off of moral principles, where is yours at? Where is it at? Why does it get to be convenient that when it's convenient, when everything is okay, then morals matter? When you get mad and you in your feelings, then morals don't matter. That's an issue. Can't keep trying to justify fuck shit. Can't justify that. There's no way you can justify that. I fucked up. I said that because I felt some type of way about it. As a man, I'm gonna try to handle that differently. That anybody can respect. But what I can't respect is you telling me, "Oh no, morals ain't no, get the moral stuff away from me," because that's what was told to me. That's what was told to me. But then now I hear all this shit about morals. Like, I'm confused. I'm very, very confused. That's the part that's confusing me. You ain't gotta talk to me. You ain't gotta address me. I get all that. You'll continuously address this other person, though. You'll continuously address the person that's disrespecting you. I'm not disrespecting you. I'm coming to you like you my elder, like you my brother, trying to have a conversation to gain understanding. And but because we don't agree, we can't have the conversation because I'm not agreeing with you. And people that follow you is not going to agree with what I'm saying, um, because they're loyal to you, and they supposed to be, and that's fine. I have no issue with that. But that shit makes no sense. It gotta make sense. And when you're having a conversation, or you're having an argument, or you're having a debate, or you're trying to lead a group of people, or you're trying to run a movement, it gotta make sense. Your actions gotta make sense. Now, you can be consistent at being inconsistent. That don't make you consistent. It only make you consistent at being inconsistent. That shit don't make you consistent. Now again, I done said my piece, and I'm gonna open it up before I change the subject. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Anybody that want to come up and holler at me, talk to me, and try to get me to understand, maybe y'all can get me to see it another way. And I'm gonna keep trying this. I'm gonna keep doing this until somebody, tell somebody, or until that person come talk to me, or until somebody that represents him and had the conversation with me and actually see where I'm coming from. It said he keep doing things. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Strong, not weak. You it looks weird. Or am I tripping? Correct me if I'm wrong. If we are not supposed to be doing that, and we supposed to be standing for supposedly taking him down, which I'm don't believe in at all, because then anybody can do that to any one of us. When I think the perfect thing to do is just not to pay it no mind at all, but we keep watching it. We're still watching it. We're still going over there, and it's making us look crazy. Like, why is that? Like that can't represent me. I don't want that representing me, because that's just that's insanity at that point. You're doing the same thing over and over and over again and getting the same result. What are you getting out of that? You're not winning anything. What are you winning? You go over there, y'all yell back and forth at each other. He says some shit. You say something that's contradictory because you're trying to get him back for something that he has said to you out of emotion that's making us look weird. You gotta let that shit go. Or continue doing your movement. The best thing you can do is focus on being the complete opposite of him. Not pay him no mind. Because if your true goal is exactly what you said is, then you will be set on being the complete opposite of whatever he represents. Not going over there, talking, trying to have a conversation with him, especially when you're not ready for the conversation. Can't have a conversation if it's emotion, if your emotions is behind it. You can have a passionate conversation, but you can't have a conversation like that. Nobody can. Like that's just crazy at that point. Like I don't understand that. And I just want somebody to help me understand if this whole this whole movement we got going on, everybody's supposed to be taking it down, that we still giving him the numbers. We're still making the videos. We still doing all this shit. I'm just confused. I'm really, really confused. And I'm not trying to be funny, people. I'm really not trying to be funny when I say I'm confused. I'm confused at the fact that we can't comprehend. And I expect for the elders to represent us properly. Like, if this is what we're doing, at least be the, if you supposed to be the example, because this is what you said in your video, right? You're supposed to be the example. Well, up to this point, my personal, you have done nothing to be an example. What have you done to be an example? Because when I tried to have a conversation with you about something that I had an issue with, or something that you said, I couldn't even be heard out unless it was convenient. Like, I ain't, but I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Anybody that wanna help me understand, I would like that, because that's what this is all about. Is I want somebody to help me understand exactly what's going on here, because I don't understand what's going on. I don't get it. I don't know, and I know people would take this as me going against this person, or being disrespectful towards this person, and that's not what this is. Um, but what I can't do is what I absolutely can't do is have somebody supposedly represent us and not hold them accountable. That's what I that's what I can't do. Um, and I can't allow for somebody to um, you and it doesn't matter whether or not I don't agree. And I'm gonna say this again. I don't agree with everything that YP said yesterday, but when it comes to what the bigger picture of our people, you're going to need different types of people in order to help our people. Nobody's going to listen to one man, one movement, one anything. As long as we have our people's best interest there, any one of us can be a help. So it's foolish to say he, because I don't agree with him, he's not needed. Because he can reach somebody that I might can't reach, even though that's not my purpose. That's not my logic. My logic is I'm not one to say that that's what I'm 100% here for, because I have things that I need to fix. I got people that I'm raising. I got a grandchild that I'm help raising up into this world to be a productive member of society. It's the best thing that I can do with this channel, and what I try to do with this channel is um, I'm here for balance. That's what I done said from the beginning, and I'm going to check shit. It's only one person off limits when it comes to me. To me, that person can't do no right, can't do no wrong. That's just me, and that's my bias towards that person. Outside of that, any one of y'all can get it. I don't care, and that's the difference. I can say what my bias is. I can say that. And because I ain't friends with any of you other motherfuckers, y'all can get it. I'm going to say it. I'm here for balance. I'm here to hold y'all accountable. I don't want you to make an excuse for what you said, but you could have been said that shit was wrong. Shouldn't nobody say that? And it doesn't justify it just because somebody made you mad. That's childish at our age. At any of our ages, any of us who are over the age of 25 should know better. And when you know better, you're supposed to do better. And shouldn't nobody make you that angry that's 150 million miles away, that don't know you personally, that have you sacrifice your morals just to make them mad. That's what don't make sense to me. And that's what I want understanding for. Also want understanding of why are we still going over that, and why are we still watching it? Because it's not like it's just today. It was yesterday because you watched the YP show and then you was watching this show. Nah, I seen the video on the YP show. I'm like, all right, dude, he watched this. Like, why? And then I wasn't even. I was like, okay, all right, because it was what YP was on that. So I'm like, all right, I gotta watch that because my man on that. Even though I don't rock with everything he say, I've been following for a long time. I think the brother's smart. Um, just because somebody don't agree with me, I'm not gonna say that they misled or no shit like that. I'm not saying that. That's insulting. To say that is also insulting. Not to take time out to comprehend what somebody was saying. Um, because that conversation really had little to do with politics. The bulk of what YP was saying is, why are we expecting for somebody who don't look like us to have our best interests. He's looking out for his own people. The same thing any one of us would do if you put us in a position of power. If you put me at a Fortune 500 company, everybody that I know that I rock with, I'm going to give a position in, including my kids. That's the point that he was making. No, it had nothing to do with politics. He's just trying to get y'all motherfuckers to understand why are you expecting for somebody to give a fuck about you that don't look like you. That was it. So whether you agree with it or not, or whether you believe he can have an opinion on politics because he don't vote, he could say whatever the hell he want to say about whatever he want to say. But it made sense to me because I comprehended what he was saying. He wasn't telling nobody how to vote. He was just saying, the motherfucker not your enemy. He actually represents more of what they hate than anything because he not structured in the shit that they want. That's the whole point that they was trying to make. And whether you agree with that or don't agree with that, that has nothing to do with what was being made out in that video. Comprehension is important, people. Being able to comprehend is very important. Like we gotta do that. Like if you're gonna represent and I look at that, like you're gonna say that you're from from that environment. Like I take that seriously. Like, I want like it's guys out there that represent us very well from that environment. Because I always say, because my whole thing is, and I've said this before, and it's not gonna be the last time I say this. Those people already think that we don't have integrity and we don't have morals and we don't have any of that shit. That's what they believe. That's what they say. That's what they say about us. But what was said to me, something is being something is else is being said now, and something else was said before then. But what was said to me, what you said to me, moral compass and all that shit don't have nothing to do with nothing. Yeah, I think you're right. Strong, not weak. I think people do hear what they want to hear. I think people hear whatever narrative they want to go against, but it was simple and plain right there. I don't think nobody was trying to. Their conversation wasn't even really about politics, and it's like keywords was taken out of, and it's misleading because if I didn't go back and actually watch that video, I would have actually believed what was said in his video. You understand what I'm saying? If I wouldn't have took it upon myself to actually go watch that video in it, because I saw his video first and I thought that he touched on everything and took for word and believed what he said and not go watch that video like I did, because I'm sitting there watching that video like, what the fuck video did he watch? Even when it came down to the Illuminati thing, um, he ain't just say Illuminati. He said Illuminati, New World Order, or whatever you choose to call it, or whatever they're calling it. He ain't just say that. It's like people pick and choose to make an argument. It's like actually talk about the information that was given and then make an intelligent argument based upon the information that was given, but not make up a narrative. Like that's weird to me when people do that. Like don't make up a narrative to have an argument against something. It was very clear on what was being talked about on it. But the issue is because it looked like the two people agreed, and if anybody paid attention to the dialogue between the two, it was things that you can see sitting there that if Tommy went a little bit too far, YP didn't co-sign. He stood on his square. Same vice versa. Same vice versa. But that doesn't mean that two people that don't see eye to eye can't have a conversation. Cause that's the whole point. That's the thing that everybody should have took away from that with those two. That's the thing that everybody should have taken away from. And each time he has been on that. But see, the narrative now would be Tommy, and like was said in that video, that Tommy only had him on to validate him. That's not why. Why Peter been on that a few times, a few times. So that if why would yesterday be the validation? They didn't done this a couple times. That makes no sense. So I doubt very seriously if that's why that was done. Everything is not being done because it's issues around the sector. That was a conversation based upon the material that YP had put out. That's what the conversation was about. That's what they had the conversation about. At least that's what I got from the conversation. But there was two people sitting down that clearly agree on some things, don't agree on other things, but was able to have a civilized conversation, which is important for people to be able to see, especially important for Black men to be able to get on this thing and actually have a conversation with each other, an intelligent conversation. Whether we agree with the shit or not, it was a dope conversation. Why can't nobody just say that? It was a dope conversation. It was just dope. It was just a dope conversation. And again, that's not for me to say I agree with everything that was said in that, but it's a disservice to the conversation to take it and create a narrative that wasn't there at all, and that it was just opinion based. That's all it was. And again, when I say these things that I'm saying, it is not a knock against that person. It's not a knock against that particular person. It is not. I don't want people to take it like that. I just think that if people going to jump out the window, and this goes for any of y'all, if you're going to jump out the window and you're going to represent, whether it be our young men or our young women or us as a total, we have to hold each other accountable because you're representing us, remember? So I feel like we should be able to hold you accountable. You know what I mean? So I just can't I can't I can't get with that. I can't ride with that. I was just confused of why we still I thought we wasn't going over there. I thought we wasn't watching. I thought we wasn't doing any of that. And y'all correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, then say I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, y'all in the chat, it says 8 or 9 of y'all here. Um, y'all tell me if I'm wrong. If it was said that we're not supposed to be over there, and the person that's in the front line of this is watching and is over there, after all this stuff was said, I'm not dealing. If you go over there, I'm not dealing with you or all this other shit. If all that was said, then what are we really doing? What are we really doing? That's all I want to know is what is we doing? I feel that YouTube changed and it's the same person. I don't know, bro. I just and I don't think and I want to say this. I'm not saying this like this is not coming from a place where I'm trying to say that we all supposed to be perfect. You don't nameless prophet, you don't like YP talking to him. You wanna I'll drop the link in the chat. You come up here and we can have a conversation about it. I, it's fine if you don't. It's fine if you don't like it. You have the right not to like it. You know what I'm saying? You have the right not to like it. But I think um those are the best types of conversations. Well, I don't see the issue with the conversation. It's just that's just my personal opinion. I don't see the issue with the conversation, especially when he has been on there plenty of times before. It would only be an issue with me if he was never on there before and suddenly he popped up on there now. That would be more of an issue with me. Um, we and it's a lot of things that YP smoke on there that spoke on there about that resonated with me. Um, as a manager and being a manager for years, the people that give me the most problems, and I done spoke on this on my channel before. Anybody can go back to any one of my videos and hear me talk about the shit. So I'm not even going to talk about it that long this time. Is that the people that give me the biggest problems is my own people. Those are the people that give me my biggest problems at work. They the ones. Um, that's all. It's always an issue. They the ones that's always um, try to set me up, do little dumb shit. When short story, short story, and then I'm gonna put the link back in there. Anybody want to come up here and talk? But short story. Um, for years before I got to what I'm doing now, I was in a whole nother career, whole nother tax bracket. Hurt my shoulder. Wasn't able to do that anymore. Wasn't able to do that career anymore. I couldn't work for 2.5 years. Um, I had moved back to Baltimore. I was helping my brother with the family, with his cleaning business, with a family cleaning business. And he talked me into working at another spot with him. Long story short, make a fat girl skinny, move back to Virginia, working at the spot. Immediately, anywhere I would go, because my resume speaks for itself anyway, but when I first got there, it was only supposed to be something temporary until I got back to trying to get back to where I wanted to be at. But I ended up going into their manager and training program, which I didn't have to stay in that long because of my resume. And the people that was upset the most was the people that look like me. And I tried to explain to each one of those people, y'all have the same opportunity. You have to do is apply for it. All they kept telling me is, oh, they not gonna let me do that. They not gonna do this. They not gonna do that. They not gonna do this. I'm like, I'm telling y'all, all y'all gotta do is apply for it. This is what the qualifications are. They want people that's inside the company already to apply for these programs. I'm telling y'all, they don't do it. I do it. Gave me issues the whole time, the whole first 6 months that I was in that program. All they did was give me issues. Whole time. They ain't really started appreciating me until I was gone for a little while. And they had to deal with outsiders that was in the program. And when I came back, it was different. And every time I go to a new spot, it's always the same thing over again, where I got to deal with it. And right now, I'm dealing with another manager who is the same color as me. And she is really, really starting to agitate me. I'm just handling her a little bit different because she's a female. So I can't even go in on her the way that I really want to go in on her because I respect women too much. But I really want to go in on her. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why you keep doing this fuck shit? Like, that's really what I want to tell her, but I can't do that. I haven't found a way to actually have a conversation with her because she's a woman, and I don't want to disrespect her. But I'm gonna put this link in the chat again before I cut this live short, and we get to talk about something else. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting it here again. Anybody that want to come up here and holler at me on this particular subject, on this, I thought we wasn't watching um Tommy anymore. And also The issue, if anybody had an issue with YP being up there, I just didn't have an issue with it because he'd been on that plenty of times before. I didn't really see an issue with it. I think those conversations, I think us who have different opinions and different views need to get together more and have these kind of conversations in a civil manner, and also be able to acknowledge things that each other say that we actually do agree with. It's okay to do that. It's all right to do that. That don't mean that you fuck with everything the person say or do just because you agree with some of the points that they might make. Like, we gotta stop that. Like, that shit weird. I'm gonna give it a few more minutes. I'm gonna give it probably about 5 more minutes. Hey, His Lordship, I like the editing work you do. Like your intro's dope, man. Thanks for stopping by. It's the first time I seen you over here. Cool. Um, no, you probably don't agree with everything I'm saying, and that's cool. I don't expect for everybody to do. I don't do what I do for that. I'm just here for balance. Hopefully, people that get it. For the ones that don't, maybe you'll check. Maybe you'll get it next time. I'm not sure, but I'm constantly looking for clarification, and for this one particular person, I'm gonna try and talk to this person for a minute, and nobody nobody has accepted. I just want somebody to explain to me just why we constantly keep doing this, because it's starting to look weird. The the message is getting lost now. I could almost believe it if you actually did what you said. I can't believe you. And this is why I don't believe you niggas. And this is why I say that. I don't believe y'all. Oh, no problem. Tell us a happy birthday and salute to the Earth's Queen. My birthday is the 7th. Um my birthday is the 7th. My ex-wife birthday is April 1st. And my oldest daughter birthday is April 16th. So it's a lot of Aries around me. We're a different type of breed. We're a little different. I know everybody don't believe in signs and shit like that, but I do. I think we represent those. But again, I would like for anybody just to help me understand why we still doing it. Why are we still um, going over there? It's not accomplishing anything at this point. All we doing is, if your goal, because that's not my goal, I want to make that clear again. I support my sister, my queen, no matter what she do. I support her. And I told her this. I support her, ride with her on this. If so, this is not directed towards her. Got complete immunity when it come to me. I never say nothing bad about her. Like I said before, she can get on here and say F street knowledge. I don't fuck with him no more. That's why he got a tooth missing, and you would never hear me say anything bad about her. Period. But for you so-called men that's on the front line, all y'all, and all y'all know who y'all are, so I don't need to name y'all. Um, why are we still going over there? All y'all have been over there. All of y'all still watching it. And all y'all are the same people that said that anybody that go over there, anybody that call up over there, anybody that's in the chat, or anybody that's still watching it, we ain't dealing with those people no more. So, um, are y'all gonna stop dealing with each other? How does that work? I'm confused. Just somebody let me know. Um, and I'm pretty sure ain't nobody gonna answer this again. I'm just a little teeny tiny YouTuber with an opinion. Um, doesn't look like nobody's going to. I don't. I don't think nobody's going to come and holler at me about it, and that's cool. But I don't really. But I think his lordship, people. My only issue in what I said in the video yesterday is we have to be careful what we accept. Well, if we going to and me and Nikki had a conversation about it, and I understood where she was coming from. She was saying, well, he flagging people channels. And I was like, yeah, that could be the case. That these things are going on back and forth, and that's fine. But when we talking about a petition, and having people sign this petition and having somebody removed totally um, from having a platform on YouTube, we have to be careful of that because anybody can find something wrong with anything any one of us say. Any one of us, any one of us say. Like, and I don't think nobody thinking about that. Nobody's thinking about the small content creators or the content creators that's coming in, or um, content creators that do other things. Anybody can come in and say, I don't like what that person say, and get a bunch of people to sign it and have that person gone. It's a such thing as freedom of speech. They have tried to censor. Like, I remember the days, and I'm pretty sure people that's here and people that's going to hear this is old enough to remember when the government was trying to censor hip hop and almost any black artist. I remember when Luke and Two Live Crew wasn't able to perform certain songs. I remember when NWA wasn't able to perform certain songs. When Ice-T wasn't able to perform certain songs. When Tupac wasn't to perform certain songs. When what's her name? Dolores C. Tucker had the little shitting out in the middle of the street, and she had all the CDs and tape cassettes out in the street and had a bulldozer run over top of them. Like, I remember that shit. Like, it doesn't matter whether we agree with somebody or not. They should be able to have the right to say whatever it is because I want the right to say whatever I want to say. I don't want somebody telling me, hey, I don't like what you're saying because it don't fit what my belief system is. So I want you out of here. And then I'm gonna get a bunch of people together that believe the same thing and get you out of here. We can't do that. We can't do that. There's other ways to combat something that you don't like, and that's by ignoring it. That's by not making content about their content. That's about being the total opposite of them. That's about being the total opposite of what they represent, if that's what your true agenda is. If your true agenda is to try to convert people over that fuck with them, that's not that's not gonna happen because as we can see, y'all still watching him. Y'all still watching him. So I'm just saying we're moving into dangerous grounds when we talking about stuff like that. Because if it's not for Luke Skywalker, who doesn't get credit for this shit, if not for Luke Skywalker winning that case, and he just happened to be the first one to go up for his, so they ended up dropping the cases against the other rappers. But if he don't win that case, a lot of things would be different if he don't win that case. So I'm not saying this as somebody that believe in everything Tommy say or what Tommy represent or none of that shit. I just believe in the fact that we supposed to be in a country where freedom of speech means something. And if Ku Klux Klan can go have a rally in Southern Maryland in front of a courthouse every single year, they do this every year, people. For y'all that don't know, I used to live in Southern Maryland. They do it every year at the courthouse in La Plata. They do it every year. They have a rally in front of that courthouse. People outside of there don't know about that rally, but they have it every goddamn year. You know how many, do y'all realize that it is racist music? Like it's people that actually still make music about niggas that still exists. And it can exist. So K would exist, and there's a lot of things that exist that probably shouldn't exist. I just don't want to be phony, and I don't want phony shit around me. I don't want people sending out messages to people who might actually think that shit that you're doing is real. That actually might think you mean what you're saying when your actions say something else. And if somebody find that to be disrespectful, then so be it. Um, I would say that that's not my intent. My intent is to hold you accountable for fuck shit. If you're representing us, he supposedly don't. So what is the point of checking him? What is the point of steady going over there, um, adding to his content? Y'all realize you're helping him entertain his people. Y'all realize that, right? Y'all realize when we do videos about him, when we go over there and we fuss back and forth with him, all that shit, we realize that he, we're helping him. Does Lord Wayne represent us? Um, I wouldn't say, I don't think Lil Wayne has ever decided to step out and speak on any issues and say that he represent a group of people. So that's what I mean by that. So I would say like LeBron James, he goes out, he speaks on shit. He speaks about things in the community. He's active within the community. And for the most part, as far as what we know of, the representation that he shows the world um, dictates that. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't see him in compromising situations. Now that's probably due to him having damn good people around him and his friends still being close to him, where we don't hear shit coming out. Um, but he's unused until yeah, but he got I would say this, he also got a similar bar, and industry rappers take this from a similar bar was used in a battle rap. Battle rapper named Tay Rock used a similar bar. And I would say I don't agree with what he said. He said I would beat P like Emmett Till. But again, artist wise, being somebody that's a writer, being somebody that used to rap, and being somebody that also listens to or subscribes to battle rap, he got that from, he just added the P in there, but he got that from a battle rapper named Tay Rock. And that's not me saying that that's right, but the creative license to that, we can say that's wrong and we can choose not to support that person. What I don't want to see happen is for us to say, okay, he said something that we don't like, so let's stop anybody from being able to say that. That has a lot more influence on the public because there's a lot of people that don't know who the hell Tommy Sotomayor is. My son don't know who Tommy is. My oldest daughter don't know who Tommy is. The bar is used as a reference to the, it's like this is a in battle rap, and a lot of these industry guys like battle rap. They don't get battle raps as props, but they steal from it and they use certain things from it. But it's things in battle rap called double and triple entendres, where you use something. It's a little more intricate than metaphor. So when something is used in the basis of what it's used for, use one thing to use as an example of something, an extreme version of something, but it's just talking about this. So a few people have used Emmental bar before, and that's not to justify to say that it's right, because the creative license, people have it, but at the same time, they have the right to do it, and we have the right to voice our opinion about them doing it. That's the thing that we should stand on. What's where it should have bottomed out. That wasn't going. That's not going to happen. But he's not at the same place that he was a few years ago. You know what I'm saying? He's not at the same status or the same level as he was in from 2011 to 2014, maybe going into 2015. Lil Wayne was the man. After that time frame, really not for real. Because what has happened is a whole lot of what he did has changed because he stopped caring about actually rapping. He got caught up into that little singing shit and created a lot of kids off of that. He gave birth to mumble rap. He created all the littles and all the guys with the face tattoos and the colorful hair and the colorful dreads. He gave birth to them, and that's why those guys' careers don't last long because they can't really make a body of work. His only by, and it's not to say Wayne don't have full bodies of work because he do, but he got out of doing that. Like the Carter one, two, three, and some albums before them, per bodies of work. Anything after that, it was just searching for a single because it's easy to do now. We live in a microwave age, um, where a artist, you got a laptop and Fruity Loops, you make a beat. Man, you can sit here and make a bunch of singles and just put them out on every streaming service. Make a visual behind it. If we can get about 500,000, Atlantic Records will give a call. That's how a lot of these labels is giving out deals based upon people's social media following. The little what's the little Caucasian girl named Bad Barbie or whatever her name is, the little girl that was on Dr. Phil that went viral. She ain't never rapped before. Atlantic called her with a deal based upon her followers. She had 500,000 followers. She got a deal. A lot of these, a lot of these, and this is not to take anything away from the women, a lot of these women rappers, but most of them got their deals because of their following on Instagram or Twitter, not because of their talent. But that's what most of them got their deals from. You know what I mean? A lot of dudes get left out of that equation because women are more likely to have a bunch of followers based upon whatever they choose to show or how they look. But you can build up a platform that way, and I don't see nothing wrong with it. I don't knock it. I ain't knocking it. But it's just the reality and the space that we in and the time that we in now. It's just that but the misconception and I try to tell everybody this, the misconception and all that is that that music sells. It don't. It don't. Those singles are what you hear. Might hear your kids play that, but the thing that still sells is full bodies of work. Kendrick, Cole, Drake, even though I hate to say it, Drake, the usual suspects still move units, still sell albums. That should say more to the younger generation than the quick fix. The problem is those things take longer. It take longer to build up real bodies of work. Like it take Cole and Kendrick 2 years in between albums to come up with that. They don't just keep releasing singles after singles. They come out with it That's it. And they eat off of that body of work for 2 years, like artists used to do back in the day. As J. Cole would say, they are those middle kids. Lil Wayne is kind of that middle child too, but he been around so long, he don't seem like the middle child. But Cole is right. They are the middle child. They are the bridge between the generation before and the generation now. So they got like a little bit of everything. I got a piece out commercial. All right. No excuse. I can dig it. And much respect, His Lordship. And I appreciate you stopping by and listening to what I had to say. And also, whether you agreed or not agreed, um, you you was over here respectful. Because I know you listen to everybody else also. Um, and again, I don't want to want anybody to take this like I got a issue with that person. I just think we gotta hold each other accountable. I would expect for y'all to do the same thing with me. Um, but what I try to do is stand on everything that I do or say, even my fuck ups. That's why I give y'all all of me. Like I don't have to hide. I don't care about what anybody might say. Y'all see on my intro, I show my family. I don't care. What can y'all do? Can you do? Like really. So I'm not worrying about any of that stuff. I'm worrying about this all internet shit. I done been in shit in real life. So I don't take none of this shit seriously. And that's why I don't believe half of y'all. That's why I don't believe half of y'all content creators. But I'm gonna get out of here. And again, thanks for the donation. Thanks for the donation. That was real cool. Too sure remix when we get a chance. I sure will, Lordship. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out. I'm definitely gonna check it out. I think what you do over there dope anyway. I like that intro you did for the for what's his name. I think that was dope. Um but I'm gonna sign off with this. Again, I don't believe y'all. I don't believe y'all. Um Holla at me. Have a conversation with me. Um and if you're going and from now on, we having the conversation here. I ain't setting up nothing on nobody else's platform. I ain't trying to come back on none of you weirdos' platforms. We're not doing that no more because it ends up looking foolish um, when I just want to have a conversation. Um, and I'm gonna try this again until hopefully I can get that conversation. But I'm gonna get out of here and I'm gonna sign off for this. Like I don't believe you, motherfuckers. I just don't. I can't believe y'all. Stand on your shit. Um, right, wrong, and different. Stand on it. Stand on it. That's all I'm gonna say. Thanks everybody that stopped by. I know I was a little late today. I worked late. So I apologize for that. And again, thanks for the donation. I really appreciate that, Queen. Like that meant something to me. You know what I'm saying? Those things don't happen too much over here. And I'm out of here. Peace.